Ladies and gentlemen, my name is
Scott.
Hey, yo. Is that his younger brother? It's gonna be
Jeff.
The cream will rise to the top. Oh, yeah.
And you're listening to
all of the great action figures from our good friends at Hasbro.
The Fullyposeable.
Have your own WrestleMania with all your favorite figures.
Wrestling figure.
Each sold separately from LJN.
Podcast.
And we are the Mount Rushmore of professional wrestling.
Hey, welcome to episode 339 of the Fullyposeable Wrestling Figure Podcast. And on this show, there's going to be explosions. There's going to be drama. There's going to be lightning. There's going to be thunder. And there's going to be a lot of wallets crying because it's the San Diego Comic-Con episode 2022. Sitting alongside next to me is my real life brother, not storyline brother, Scott. Scott, say hello.
Hello.
Scott, dude. It's upon us. Our wallets are weeping right now. Holy crap, what a whirlwind of a couple days. And we still have 2 more days to go as of this recording.
Yeah, there's still reveals. There's still potential pre-orders that are going to be popping up. And it's funny. We'll get to this in the toy spotting bit. But I had done a couple of pre-orders this morning. And thanks to Steve Hoker, he reminded me or our group that we've got on Facebook that the Road Warriors Junk Shop dog figures went up for pre-order. And as I reached for my wallet, it visibly flinched like I was going to be smacking it again. But I was like, you know what? I'm sorry, pal. Today you're taking a beating. That's just what San Diego Comic-Con week is all about. Sorry, not sorry.
Overall, and we're not going to talk about the figures just yet, but overall, how do you rate this San Diego Comic-Con 1 through 10?
This one is a 10. Let me tell you why this San Diego Comic-Con is a 10. You and I are huge baseball fans, Jeff, right?
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times we'll have conversations like, okay, so you're the manager and you can pull any player off your bench to step to the plate in a high pressure situation and win the game for you. Who are you going to put in that spot to get a big hit for you?
Nowadays?
No. That was a rhetorical question. You don't have to answer it. Now I'm going to equate that back to the wrestling figure world. If you needed a big figure brought out, any name, and you wanted a big figure brought out, and you needed the company that's going to do it best, I'm going with Mattel. Mattel absolutely crushed it. And thanks to Mattel, this San Diego Comic-Con rates a 10. And we're going to get to all the names, the figures, all of the big news. But Mattel is just huge flex this week. They absolutely killed it. I can't say enough good things about them. I don't want to gush too much about Mattel, but I'm going to gush a lot about Mattel. They did an incredible showing this week. Huge kudos. Well, let's hear it for that Nitro stage, right?
Oh, dude, that thing was so beautiful.
The big teaser like they do at Access every year, right?
Yep, exactly. It's not the Mattel Creations. They didn't announce any Mattel Creations. That's a spoiler.
Right.
But a lot of people saw it and their minds automatically went to Mattel Creations. And I think that they would have a lot of people back in that stage, to tell you the truth.
Oh, there's no doubt. And what was last year's? It was 300, right?
Yes.
The new gen. They could go 400, 450 on that Nitro stage and still put 3 figures with it. And that thing is a guaranteed sellout or a guaranteed backing if you did that stage on a Mattel Creation. So it's good for Mattel to see that kind of feedback. Granted, we never got that big stage that they showed at Access a few years back. It was 2018, I think.
Yeah.
Even though there was expressed interest in it, we never did get that from Mattel. That's fine. But moving forward, now that they've got this new toy to play with, Mattel Creations, they see the love that Nitro stage got. That hits the table as, okay, maybe not this year, maybe not next year, but let's start thinking within the next couple of years, maybe this thing comes into play. So it's great for Mattel to see that feedback on that stage.
And they got a lot of love regarding that stage. Everybody got boner.
Yeah, no, they absolutely got a ton of positive feedback. It's great to see. Good for Mattel to see as well.
All right, we've got more San Diego Comic-Con talk coming up. You guys know where to find our stuff. You guys know where to find our shows, where to find the shirts over at Pro Wrestling Tees and whatamaneuver.net. You know where to follow us. If you want to send any audio questions, or anything else at all, send it on over to fullyposeablewfp@gmail.com. Okay, Scott, do you want to get into pre-orders now, or do you just want to, have you gotten anything recently?
Well, before we get into what pre-orders you and I have done, either this week or just today, I think it'd be remiss not to mention Vince McMahon's retirement. Talk about the end of an era. Say what you will about Vince. Okay. There's nothing you can say about Vince that hasn't been said a million times already. What I'll leave it at is he constructed a humongous part of our childhood. And I'm sure a lot of the listeners listening to this show, he constructed a huge part of not only your childhood, but now, as you're listening today, all the way through your adult life. And he put the names in place that created those memories. And again, say what you will about him, but he has had a huge hand in my life, your life, a lot of people listening to the show's life in more ways than one. He's created memories for you. We wouldn't have wrestling figures today if it wasn't for Vince. We wouldn't have AEW today if it wasn't for Vince. He set this whole stage. So again, say what you will about him. I'm not defending him, but what I'm saying is give him his moment. This is a huge end of an era. And I feel like a huge piece of my childhood, like that chapter is closed now with Vince stepping away. So I just want to say thank you, Vince, for giving me so many great, great memories in wrestling. As an adult, making me feel like a kid again, specifically at like WrestleMania 31 when Seth cashed in. Vince made that happen. And here you and I are jumping around like little kids. And I'm in my 40s, you're in your late 30s, but it took us back to being kids. Vince created those moments for us to have as kids and again to have as adults. So I just want to say thank you, Vince.
There are two ways to look at Vince. You can either look at him as the guy that did some really messed up stuff to people, that were trying to make a living for their families. You can look at him that way for things he said, for things he did. You can look at him that way and you're not wrong. Or you can look at it from the way that I'm kind of looking at it. Vince has put together so much, like Scott said, to shape my childhood, but also into my adulthood. If it wasn't for Vince McMahon's vision, I wouldn't be friends with a Rad Chad. I wouldn't be friends with a Ring Skirts. I wouldn't be friends with a GBM, a Norm. He had this vision of going global. And because of this, and meeting people at WrestleMania and creating WrestleMania and us all descending down onto the host city and making friends, making memories, it all correlates back to Vince and a vision that he had to go global and break up the territories. I kind of look at it that way because I wouldn't have a lot of the friends that I do today if it wasn't for that vision that took shape. And who knows, something might have changed, between the 90s and the 2000s and whatever it may be. But it was Vince's vision that created that gave me the memories from childhood, going to the Oakland Coliseum and seeing Hogan and going to the Cow Palace with Scott to go see a random house show that Ultimate Warrior was supposed to be at. And then he no-showed it.
It was supposed to be Ultimate Warrior versus Ric Flair, ended up being Nails versus Undertaker.
Well, no, because we went to the Cow Palace and Warrior was supposed to be there.
Oh, that's right. The 97 show.
Yep. 96,
yes, okay.
96.
96. Thank you.
But there's memories to Vince's vision that, shaped us. So I'm going to look at it as, because of Vince, I have so many new friends that I would have never, ever met. So I too will say, thank you, Vince. He has done a lot of messed up stuff.
Nobody's defending that.
Exactly. But I will say, thank you, Vince, for giving me so much.
Absolutely. And what we didn't need was Tony Khan's dumbass tweet today.
Idiot.
I lost a ton of respect for him. He's an asshole.
What kind of BS was that?
It's garbage. It's garbage. Like, read the room, dumbass. No respect for that guy.
Well, what's funny is if that would have happened in 96, Bischoff would have said the same thing.
Okay. Yes, I totally agree. But Bischoff at least had some credentials to him at that point. Tony Khan doesn't have those credentials yet. Like, maybe when you stop hugging people so much and being a creeper and maybe have your territory around a little bit longer, then you can say some dumbass shit like that. But until then, zip it.
I think a lot of people didn't appreciate that tweet.
No, poor taste. Get out of here.
Extremely poor taste. So anyways, that is our Vince talk. He did give us wrestling figures. And if it wasn't for, of course, AWA had wrestling figures as well, but I don't think the AWA figures would have shaped our childhood like the LJNs did.
Oh, absolutely not. There's absolutely no way. And again, with no Vince, like you said, and I kind of said it earlier, there are no wrestling figures, which means you and I don't have a podcast.
Yeah.
We don't make all these great friends that we've made over the years with this show. So I'll say it again, not defending anybody. I'm definitely not defending Vince, but I will say thank you, Vince.
And we'd have a lot more money too.
Our wallets would be cringing as we reach for them. Like, don't hit me again.
So Scott, have you picked anything else up?
Well, the day started off crazy. I guess I can't tell time when it comes to Eastern versus Pacific. 48 years old. I still can't do math for time zones, I guess, because I thought the Zeus and Hogan went on sale at 10 Pacific. So I get up for work. Don't worry, there's a happy ending to this story.
Oh, you got a happy ending too?
I did, dude. I did. Great release.
My man.
So So I've been working from home this week. So backstory, I missed last week's show because I came down with COVID. 0 out of 10, do not recommend. That's why I missed last week's show. So I was out of work last week. This week, my boss said, I don't want you in here. Stay home and work. No problem. So I worked at home all week. Got up this morning, rolled out of bed, came into the office, got my laptop out, and I'm thinking, okay, I got about 2 hours, and then I'll jump on and try to get that Hogan and Zeus. Well, then I do a quick search. I'm like, let me just double check myself. I actually had it on my calendar at 10 a.m. Start hitting F5 on Mattel Creations. So I go to my calendar. It's locked in. I'm like, cool. I'm like, let me just double check the time. So I Google search it, 9 a.m. I'm like, oh my God, thank God I checked. Like, I would have been beside myself had I missed the window because I wouldn't even had a chance. So 9 a.m. rolls around. I'm like every other person listening to this show right now. You're on Mattel Creations. You're hitting F5. My first 3 presses of F5 at 9 o'clock, the little box says sold out. Dude, I immediately go into panic mode. Finally, add to cart lights up. I hit add to cart. Long story long. I get the 2 sets. I ordered 2. I was able to pass one off to another Fig Lifer, so it all paid off. Then I had to jump onto RSC because I had to get that Mega Powers 2-pack. Then, thank you, Steve Hoker, for reminding me that the Road Warriors Junk Shop dog figures went on sale at about 5 o'clock Pacific. So this led into me reaching for the wallet again. One last pre-order for the day. Road Warriors Junk Shop dog figures are coming home. And that pretty much rounds out the pre-orders. I did do Dr. Mindbender and Sergeant Slaughter, and those are also coming home. And I can't do any more, dude. I've kind of come to the conclusion that there's so much good stuff, as you'll all hear shortly in the news. So much good stuff. I'm going to start paring down the collection. And we've had this conversation in years past with all of these figures hitting the market, be it through new vendors that have jumped in the wrestling figure game to just a wider array of products from Mattel and Jazzwares. Do you start selling pieces off in the collection to buy new stuff? And Jeff, that's exactly where I'm at. So I'm going to start paring down the collection, getting rid of stuff that really doesn't hold any value to me anymore. Sentimental value, I should say. So for the first time in a long time, I'm going to start paring it down and getting rid of some stuff so I can start covering these pre-orders that I not only did this week, but that are going to be coming up because there is so much good stuff coming. I'm also not getting any more modern day stuff. I'm strictly going to be golden era and a little bit of the new generation era.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where I'm limiting my collection. That's going to be my wheelhouse, dude. And we had kind of talked about that with Rad Chad and Keith a couple weeks ago when they were on the show, how Rad Chad has really narrowed his focus to golden era.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly where I'm going to be focusing my collecting habits as well.
Makes sense, dude. It's just too much. I mean, like you said, there's so much good stuff. It's like, how do you afford all this?
Yes, exactly.
You just have to really train your focus onto what you want. For example, I gave up G.I. Joes. And as I say that, I purchased a His Tank and Sergeant Slaughter, but
oh, you did get the His Tank.
Good
for you, dude.
I jumped in on it. I know.
Just one?
Yeah, just one. They showed it too, and it looks so sick.
Oh, dude, yeah, it's so good.
But I had to be out on G.I. Joe, even though I just kind of contradicted myself, but I'm not getting the classifieds anymore.
Okay.
Outside of Sergeant Slaughter.
How much does the packaging play into that for you?
Packaging as far as like...
Well, because it's going to cardboard away from plastic.
That plays a big part, actually.
Yeah.
And it's going to be interesting when the starting lineups hit too.
Right.
So that's going to be another interesting move. What do I do about that? Because I don't have the room to take, of course I say that, and I have a bunch of carded figures sitting back here.
Same.
But yes, I have detolfs, but the detolfs are basically already going to be filled. Right. So what do I do? You know, I don't want to take them out because I'm going to be just cramming stuff into the detolfs. So this is stuff I've got to figure out.
So are you also going to start selling off pieces of your collection to kind of fund future collecting?
I've honestly thought about that. Yes.
Yeah. And that's where I'm at, dude. You kind of got to put it on the scale. And I've always said I'm not one to part with stuff in my collection, but seeing everything coming out and it's starting to hit my feel goods, you know, like, okay, this is the stuff I want.
Yeah.
You know, the stuff that's sitting on the wall, maybe I don't want it as much now as I did back then. It was great, but I really think I just want to focus on that era of wrestling that I grew up with. That is kind of my chicken soup for the soul. I've talked about that. You're in a bad spot, put on some old wrestling, boom, immediately feel better. I think that's where I'm going to start focusing my collection. So it's going to be looking at the pieces on the wall, pieces in the garage, throwing it on the scale. Do I need this? And if not, it comes down, it gets sold, that funds a future purchase. And we had kind of talked about that a couple of years ago when all these new players started to enter and you could really see that swell of wrestling products hitting the market. Could you afford to stay in? You know, can you afford to buy everything? And you and I talked about, well, maybe you sell off old stuff to get new stuff. That's what I'm going to be doing.
Yeah. Anyways, stuff that I've just gotten in recently. Dude, stop me if you've heard this one before.
You forgot you ordered something.
And well, that too. I purchased a Ricky Steamboat. I wanted the new Elite with the WCW TV title.
Yes. Good looking figure.
I got it. I got the variant.
Oh, nice.
Well, I was kind of hoping I'd get the one in white, but I got the variant and I'm like, okay, this ain't too bad, actually.
Where did you order it from, out of curiosity?
Amazon.
Amazon sent you a variant. So go to, unless Amazon still has them in stock, I don't know. BBTS still has them, I believe. So you can try to get that TV title.
We'll see. We'll see.
Okay. Because you wanted it loose, right?
No, I liked the white tights better than the yellow tights on Ricky.
Oh, you were stuck on the tights. Okay. I got you. Got you. Okay.
So that's why I wanted the regular version instead of the variant. Well, they sent me the variant and I'm like, okay, it's not too bad. So it's so funny, dude. A person that doesn't want or doesn't care as much about variants seems to be hitting on variants. How does this happen, dude?
Luck of the draw.
I will say this though. I'm kind of glad I got the variant Ted DiBiase Elite Legends.
That was the silver outfit, right?
The silver outfit. Yep.
Yeah.
Because I got that signed last year at LodiCon and I got it signed in that seafoam green. And that's actually one of my favorite autographs that I have in the collection.
Nice.
So that one I can't be too salty on because that one came via Target.com. Okay. So anyways, I can't be too salty on that one, but it was funny, dude. Like the Ricky, I was like, oh, cool. My Ricky's here. And it's the variant. What the hell?
One of the only people that's going to get upset about getting the variant.
Yeah, exactly. I will say this also. Last Sunday went and saw Norm and his daughter Avery. We went to Target in Hayward. We had some stuff to switch back and forth.
The trunk swaps, huh?
Exactly. But this time I had more stuff for Norm and I was feeling good.
Oh, good. Yeah. Usually it's the other way around.
Usually it's the other. Yep. Exactly. Yep. So anyways, but we did find the new Elite Legends with Stacy Keibler, Luger. I picked up Stacy and Kane. I got those two figures. I only was looking for the Luger variant. They didn't have it. So
Luger variant is the orange trunks?
Orange trunks. Yep.
Okay. So I think that figure looks good if you're looking for that 1990s or late 80s Lex Luger look.
Yep, that's what I was looking for.
Okay, and it looks like more maybe the second head works on him?
Yep, exactly.
Okay, yeah, if I see that one, I might pick that one up to go with kind of that era that I'm collecting, but I'm on the fence on him. I'd have to see it in person.
Okay, and then also Norm had a Sensational Sherry figure for me for SummerSlam, so.
Oh, very nice. So how's that figure in person?
I like it, dude.
Yeah, that one looks really cool.
All right, you guys aren't here to listen to our gibberish and our
enough of the jibber jabber.
I think it's time for some San Diego Comic-Con talk for 2022. We need to get into this.
Oh, you gonna learn today.
Welcome everybody to San Diego Comic-Con 2022.
I hope you stretched.
We got stretched. We all did.
Remember that happy ending I was talking about earlier?
Oh no, Scott Toon, come on.
Will you stop?
Will you stop that disgusting talk? But it's hilarious. All right, let's start with Power Town. Yes, Power Town. They had to take DiBiase out of their series. So the DiBiase will not be released, but subbed in is Bruiser Brody. Sam Rosenthal from Power Town was on the Major Pod. He said that DiBiase had to be removed, and Bruiser Brody will be subbed in. The 6-inch figure will be subbed in.
So what you're saying is DiBiase had a price.
I like this. You're on one tonight. I love it.
I gotta say really, really good things about that Brody figure. I'm pretty sure what we saw was a rendering, but if it's anywhere near what they showed us, oh man, it's incredible. And I wasn't sure how many I was going to get out of their first assortment, but that Brody is for me a for sure purchase. I love the look of that Brody figure. Yeah, if you haven't seen it yet, definitely go check him out. Power Town. Man, he comes with the title belt, the vest, the boots, the face sculpt on it is amazing. They absolutely nailed Brody.
Yeah, they did an excellent job. So that is the big news coming from Power Town USA. Now let's move over to AEW. Let's talk about their Diamond Select statues. Let's first start with CM Punk. He's sitting like he was in his Pipe Bomb promo, but obviously it's an AEW microphone. He's got his AEW white shirt on. These Diamond Select statues are really, really good. I've got to be honest, I'm not going to purchase them, but they are excellent. The other one in that line is John Moxley. He's standing on a guardrail. I kind of made the joke. I was like, wow, that's the best Moxley I've ever seen.
Yeah, we've always kind of been out on Mox and Dean Ambrose figures. Yeah, but that statue is pretty badass.
Well, except for the one he signed with DA.
Ugh, don't remind me. That cost me like 40 or 50 bucks.
And then he shows up randomly into a sushi buffet, looks around, and then just takes off.
I know. So if I had my figure with me, I could have just had him sign it for free.
I know, right?
Damn it. Always in hindsight.
There was, and the keyword was, RSC exclusive Brody Lee with special packaging, and it's gone.
And it's gone.
All right. We're going to go ahead and we're going to take the Brody Lee. We'll put it up, and it's gone.
And people are already charging a crap ton of money on eBay for it.
And that's going to happen. Let's also talk about the first dance, CM Punk. He will be in ice cream bar packaging. He'll come with an ice cream bar, a microphone, and a jacket. Well done, Jazzwares. Great call on this.
Nice.
Beautiful. And also, I do want to say pre-orders are live on RSC for the very first Owen Hart figure. So go jump on that.
Did you jump on it, Jeff?
I haven't yet.
Okay, same.
Trust me, dude, I really had to slow down. So let me kind of go backwards a little bit. The Superstars line started hitting Walmart.com yesterday morning, and I was going bonkers because my love for those Superstar figures, I was going bonkers for it.
And spoiler, they're only getting better.
And yeah, exactly. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, holy crap, this is just Thursday morning. What the hell else do I have to spend money on? Well, here we go.
You spoke way too soon.
I know, right? Okay, let's jump into Mattel. And I will say this right now on the show, July 22nd, 2022, Mattel, after this showing, has done the best WWE/WWF figures ever.
So, okay, but let's maybe put an asterisk on that. I'm not here to argue that point, and I don't disagree with it. But the roster that they have to deal with, being able to dip into Legends, which to this day, I credit Jeremy Padower for that, for creating the classic Superstars line and bringing Legends back into the wrestling figure fold. Brilliant move. Absolutely brilliant. And that practice is still coming on today which is why my wallet, your wallet, everybody else's wallets listening to the show are weeping today because of what Jeremy did back in 2003.
And the other thing is that was the heyday that they focused on. The Hogans, the Mr. T's, that was the heyday. If, let's say, Hasbro would have made, I don't know, a Bruno Sammartino Hasbro back in the 90s, would anybody have really gotten it or cared?
No, and here's why, because those people were not playing with wrestling figures. There was no such thing as wrestling figures when they were watching wrestling. So they couldn't grab, for example, a Superstar Billy Graham, a Ken Patera, and a Bruno Sammartino and have a triple threat match with them. There were no wrestling figures. But us growing up, we had figures of Hogan, Junkyard Dog, Roddy Piper, Randy Savage. We had all those guys. So now wrestling figures, we're able to dip back into those memories, remember playing with those figures. We still want to collect them today. So that's where Mattel is really excelling, is being able to dip into that humongous talent pool that is modern era all the way back. They could do a Bruno again if they wanted to. They can do a Superstar Billy Graham. They can do all those older guys, and we're going to buy them all. And that's really where Mattel's strength is being able to dip into this humongous pool of talent the WWE has created since who knows when, but being able to make figures of all of them as well. It does put them in the conversation to be the best of all time. And I don't disagree with somebody that says it like you just did, Jeff. I just want to put an asterisk on it because LJN and Hasbro didn't have those advantages.
Okay.
But Mattel does. And they're utilizing it to the fullest, and they're knocking everything out of the park. And like I said, before they're done, right? Because you can build a Mount Rushmore of wrestling figure companies over the years. Mattel is already on it, but they're still going. And there's nothing saying that they won't be number one, at least in a lot of people's minds, they might already be, and in yours they are. But by the time they're done, there's no doubt in my mind they are going to be my number one. I just don't know that they're there yet. It's like Barry Bonds' home run record-breaking baseball, right? You want to put an asterisk on it because he did steroids. Well,
allegedly.
Allegedly. Sorry, Giants fan. Mattel just has a different toy box to play with than Hasbro and LJN did. So I just want to put that asterisk there, but I don't disagree with you, Jeff. Mattel is just so strong, absolutely killing it. The showing this year is probably my favorite that they've done ever. And in my mind is a perfect 10.
All right. I want to thank Jordan Cassatt for his show notes. I actually appreciate I put my show notes together and then he sent his over, and yeah, I like his better.
Yeah, you emailed me and you're like, what do you think about using Jordan's? I'm like, perfect. I love these.
I know, I do too. I'm like, this is way better than what I did. So
Jordan, thanks for doing our notes this week, dude. That's awesome. High five.
High five.
Very nice.
All right, let's start with Elite 96. Kofi Kingston, Skeletor gear with entrance jacket. Brock Lesnar with steel steps in a camera. Hulk Hogan with helmet fist.
Fist helmet, dude.
Fist helmet.
Helmet fist.
Helmet fist or fist helmet. Either or. It's got a fist and it's a helmet.
Did we ever get clarification? Was that during the Bad News Brown feud?
I don't know, dude. I think it was, though.
Okay.
Wrap license plate and necklace. King Nakamura with crown and soft goods jacket. I'm going to just say Dragunov with NXT UK Championship and soft goods jacket. And Doudrop, she will be the Chase with a soft goods jacket. Are you going to get the Hogan?
I believe that I am. I just haven't pre-ordered him yet. When I do, I'm going to get him off BBTS.
Okay, got it.
I'm going to just add him to my pile of loot, deal with it when the charge comes.
Got it. Elite 97, Alexa Bliss with Lily Doll. Chainsaw Charlie with alternate head and chainsaw.
Who saw Terry Funk entering this year's fray of wrestling figure announcements?
You know what? I have to be honest. I thought that there would be one more Terry Funk coming.
Okay. I didn't see him showing up in the WWE line. I thought maybe like Power Town would get him, or he would end up in somebody else's line, like maybe Cella as a retro figure.
Mm-hmm.
I did not see Mattel grabbing Terry Funk, but I'm so happy that they did. That Chainsaw Charlie kicks so much ass. Badass looking figure.
Almost with Raw tag title and chain necklace. Ronda Rousey with entrance jacket. He said nasty soft rubber goo.
AKA Polly Pocket style.
Yep. Sheamus with face mask and hat, and King Xavier Woods. He will be the chase with crown and scepter. All right. Elite 98, Farouk with alternate head. He will be in his original look when he first entered WWE in 96.
Also did not have that one even on my radar for this year. Insanely good figure.
Surprised it took him this long to do it.
Agree, dude. Agree.
Finn Balor, demon look with headdress. Mandy Rose with wings and entrance gear. That will be an updated Mandy Rose. Rick Boogs. He will be the variant with, Jordan put, quote unquote, sick ass electric guitar that would make Eddie from Stranger Things blush.
Well done. Very nice.
Is that the same Eddie from Iron Maiden?
It is not.
Oh.
It is not. You don't watch Stranger Things, do you, Jeff?
Not one bit.
Okay.
And to round out Elite 98, Big E and Randy Orton. Elite 99, Happy Corbin with Sad Corbin head and hat.
Hilarious, by the way. That second head they put in there is so good. That's
Really?
broke-ass Corbin.
Broke-ass Corbin. I love how you worded that. Queen Zelina with crown and scepter. Riddle with scooter, flip-flops, and hat. And the chase will be Boogeyman with clock. I love you, Jordan. Spooky walking stick.
That's a dragon walking sticks compadre.
So we have spooky walking dragging stick and dragon walking stick.
That's correct.
And worms to hang out of the mouth. That's a great touch. All right. Elite 100 set will have special art card backs. Elite 100, Becky Lynch with entrance jacket and SmackDown Women's title. John Cena with chain, hat, and spinner belt. Jordan says he heard the spinner actually spins.
Nice. Good touch.
Great touch. Rey Mysterio with WCW Cruiserweight title. The Rock with the Brahma Bull title and sunglasses. I love how they're throwing that in. Great touch. This one I popped over huge. Stunning Steve Austin with NWA TV title.
Unbelievable. The red belt finally gets made.
Andre the Giant will be the variant with Andre the Giant title belt and Hogan's necklace. The variant will be Andre in a pink shirt, very similar to his look in the Rock and Wrestling cartoon.
Yeah, I didn't even realize that, dude. And you had sent me the picture of Andre from the cartoon, and it's that bright pink shirt, the blue jacket, and it's dead on. So yeah, the variant is Andre from Rock and Wrestling. I did not have that on my 2022 checklist either. But the fact that we're getting Andre from Piper's Pit when he ripped off Hogan's necklace, and they include the broken necklace with Andre, in addition to that 86 look title that fits around his waist, unreal, dude. If we get Piper's Pit as the Mattel creation, this Andre is going to go perfect in that set.
TBD on the Piper's Pit, obviously.
Obviously.
So Elite 100 is one of my favorite Elite series of all time, and it's all because of the titles and a stunning Steve Austin and Andre the Giant.
Yeah, that the inclusion of the TV title, you're absolutely right. I did not think that we would get a red title from them ever. And here we go. Boom. Next up, give me the AWA tag team titles, please.
Oh, okay. Let's calm our hormones a little bit over there.
They should have come with Sherry. Just saying.
Okay. Elite 101. This was grayscale renders. Mr. America with weight belt, boa, and alternate head of Hogan peeking out of the mask. Great touch on that one.
Love it. Absolutely love it. We finally get a Mr. America figure. Well done, Mattel.
Sonya Deville. And I'm turning this over to Scott. What was your reaction to seeing the Elite 101 Johnny Knoxville Elite?
An audible F yes. I could not believe that they made Johnny Knoxville, because after WrestleMania, you and I were both saying we need a Jackass playset from that match with Sami Zayn. Well, we're at least getting Knoxville, and I'll take it. My only complaint is he does not come with the giant hand. You know, Mae Young's kid.
Well, let's pump the brakes. Let's see what they give us.
Okay, if we get the giant hand, dude, my 2022 is made. That Knoxville is absolutely getting purchased. The best part is that's crossover material right there. You're going to get people that aren't even wrestling figure collectors that love Jackass that are going to buy that figure.
Yep, exactly.
Love it. Absolutely love that Mattel included him. I'm so happy they were able to get him. Now that I've got Knoxville, obviously the gears start churning in my head. Okay, who's next? Please give us Wee Man.
Please.
Yes, please. We were nice. We said please.
All right. Let's talk about this year's Survivor Series 2022 figures. AJ Styles, he will have a Raw plastic shirt. Becky Lynch, Ultimate Warrior, and Drew McIntyre.
Old look Drew McIntyre, by the way.
Yeah, original
2000, the chosen one.
2008, 2009.
Yes.
That was one of my favorite Drew McIntyre eras.
Oh yeah, you loved him back in the day, dude. And here you get a figure of him.
Well, I have the original one. I think that was like Elite. God, was that 8 or 9?
Early Elites, yeah.
Yeah. But if you purchase all these, and you can put together DX Rick Rude, where he was in the suit.
With the briefcase.
AJ Styles will have Rick Rude's torso. Becky Lynch will come with Rick Rude's arms. Ultimate Warrior will have 2 Rick Rude heads. And Drew McIntyre will have the legs and briefcase.
Love, love, love that Rick Rude figure. It is so well done. And it's not like a grayscale. It's not a computer rendering. We saw the real deal finished product. And it is incredible. If you've got a DX set displayed on your shelf, you need this Rick Rude to go with it.
All right. Let's stick with these themed series. We had Survivor Series. Let's move over to Royal Rumble 2023 series. We got Brie Bella with an entrance skirt, Damian Priest with an entrance jacket, Rey Mysterio, and Vader. Again, all of them come with different parts to build. Doc Hendricks. And if you saw the Doc Hendricks figure that was shown at San Diego Comic-Con, you might have heard a collective yell from the Pennsylvania, Illinois area. That was Steve Fountas from the Positively Pro Wrestling podcast, as well as Ring Skirts. You might have heard that. It shook some ground, I'll tell you.
It is pink suit Doc Hendricks.
Yep.
Like getting ready to do an interview, Doc Hendricks. Absolutely incredible. So the pool that, again, I'm going to just kind of repeat myself. The pool that they have to dip into to pull names, it's so big. But the fact that they got Doc Hendricks out of it with that particular look, just chef's kiss.
That will be Royal Rumble 2023 series.
And Vader, would you say, is like the 96 look, Jeff? Like SummerSlam versus Shawn Michaels Vader?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Okay.
Sticking with the theme pay-per-views, WrestleMania 2023 series. Dusty Rhodes with a soft good shirt that will be yellow with the polka dots. Randy Savage with crown, scepter, and glasses.
WrestleMania 6. Dusty versus Macho King.
Exactly. A lot of people have been begging for that Savage look too.
Oh, we talked about it with Rad Chat a few weeks ago.
Very good. Hulk Hogan with head wrap, sunglasses, weight belt, and boa. And The Rock. And if you purchase all these and you put it together, you will put together a Mean Gene Okerlund Build-A-Figure. Did you see the face on that Mean Gene, by the way?
Oh, dude. It's like they literally shrunk down Mean Gene, and it is perfect. But do you know what the common theme of this set is, Jeff?
Okay. So you talking about the Build-A-Figures in each one of these series?
No. I'm sorry. This WrestleMania set in particular, the Mean Gene Build-A-Figure set, there's 2 themes that I noticed.
Yeah, there were matches from WrestleMania.
Yes, so you had Macho King versus Dusty Rhodes. That was from WrestleMania 6.
Yep.
And then you have Hollywood Hogan versus The Rock from WrestleMania X8. There's one more theme to this series that I don't know if you caught.
I'm missing it, dude.
Hulk Hogan lost at both of them.
Well done. Only you would think of something like that.
It just caught me right away. I was like, okay, cool. 2 matches from WrestleMania that I loved. And Hogan lost at both of these WrestleManias. All right. A little poke in Hogan's eye, but he's got like 18 figures coming out from Mattel. So he's fine.
Yeah, he's okay, dude.
He's doing all right.
All right, let's move over to Target exclusive. Let's start with Target Legends Series 17. Shawn Michaels. It's Shawn Michaels' original look, like when he first turned on Marty Jannetty. Dingo Warrior with an Ultimate Warrior head.
Wow. Holy crap. Wow. Dude, Dingo Warrior.
Easy over there, Joey Lawrence.
Whoa. Dude, Dingo Warrior was so far off, like even further off than Doc Hendricks. I didn't think they could do Dingo Warrior. That was a world-class property. when he first came into the WWF, they mentioned him on television. Maybe not at all. He might have only come up at like a, remember those interviews that they would do specific to the city that was getting a house show?
Yeah.
And they would, like, Mean Gene would interview like Bobby Heenan or something. I think on one of those, they referred to him as the Dingo Warrior when he was brand new.
Yes, they did at a couple house shows introduce him as the Dingo Warrior.
Yes, they did. But when he hit television, he was not the Dingo Warrior.
Yeah.
So the fact that they were able to do this. Now, my question is, are they actually going to put Dingo Warrior on the Legends packaging? Or is it just going to be Ultimate Warrior and he'll have this head sculpt?
TBD, Scottoon.
Yeah, if they can use Dingo Warrior on the packaging, that is just next level. Again, the toy box that Mattel has to play with is just, it's unbelievable. And here we are reaping the benefits. By the way, that Dingo Warrior is so perfect. I absolutely love it. And the fact that they put Ultimate Warrior head with them, so you can make them both characters, just stop it, Mattel. You didn't need to flex this hard.
Oh, they flexed on us, dude.
Dude,
they,
yeah.
They squatted over us and gave us beef stew.
And then Hulk Hogan most musculared it, brother.
They beef stewed our wallets, I'll tell you.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Mine's still reeling.
Ken Shamrock will be the variant with the 99-2000 IC title. And this was excellent. WCW AJ Styles with WCW Nitro shirt. So they were able to make a TNA look AJ Styles, but just used him as a WCW guy when he showed up. That I think he was on TV a couple of times.
Interesting. Dude, honestly, I saw it and I didn't know who it was because, again, I wasn't watching WCW late in the days. I was barely even watching it from 96 to 99 in its heyday. But I completely missed AJ on WCW. So I saw him and I'm like, who is that? Somebody put like Air Styles or something. I don't know if he had a different name when he was on WCW programming. Just, again, being able to dip into that pool and pull a name like AJ from his WCW look that then kind of translate over to his TNA look. Just incredible, man. Home run after home run. Just stop it already, Mattel. You're killing me.
Dude, you said it best. This is hands down probably the best San Diego Comic-Con they did.
Yeah, it's okay, man, because I like the abuse.
Target Legends 18. Samu, he will have a chase with entrance attire. Fatu, also a chase with entrance attire, and Paul E. Dangerously with ECW hat and phone. So the attires are them as the head shrinkers, also them as the Samoan SWAT team.
Dude, are they really going to force me to buy an SST and head shrinkers? Yes, they are. And are they going to force me to get the manager with them? Paul Heyman? Yes, they are. Dude, again, it seems like everything that you're talking about, I just keep marking out over, and I can't help it. I cannot help. They are just giving us name after name after surprise after surprise. And just, they're literally taking their toy box and dumping it out on the floor and be like, what do you want? What do you want next? We got it all. We can do it. And proof right here. Head shrinkers. Thank you, Mattel. SST, icing on the cake. I actually thought it was the Islanders at first, and I marked out huge, and I'm like, oh, it's the SST. All right, that's cool. And then they showed the head shrinkers. I'm like, stop it. Stop it. My wallet's already screaming in my back pocket. Like, you're going to kill this thing.
So remember, these are all Target exclusives. Now let's move over to the Raw 30th Anniversary 3-pack. This is one that I'm stuck on. It's around $64, but it's so good. And I'm really trying to scale back on a lot of stuff, but this one might have me.
You think you're going to pick this one up?
Dude, I'm really leaning that way.
An alternate colored razor too. I was talking to Tim at a chair shot on Twitter from the Pulling Up a Chair podcast. And he's all for these different colored razors that are coming out.
Oh,
he's like,
great.
The more you give me, the more I'm going to buy. And this one's in that green color. So they hit him right in the feels on this one.
Yep. So it's a Raw 30th Anniversary 3-pack. It comes with gray gloves and hats. Soft goods jacket, by the way. Razor Ramon. 123 Kid with a sack of money. And it comes with the Raw letters, RAW.
Big Raw letters.
Big Raw letters. So I can see Ring Skirts posting this up.
Yeah, right. Basically right into that the Manhattan Center
Exactly.
that he just built out. It's going to go perfect in there.
All right. That was all the Target exclusives. Let's move over to Ringside Collectibles. Let's talk about Mega Powers 2-pack. That pre-order is up right now. It's Hogan, Savage. Each have alternate heads and headbands. Winged Eagle belt, soft goods entrance attire, soft good Hulk rule shirt for Hogan. Here's the best part. They come with hands where they are doing the Mega Powers handshake.
2 hands molded together.
Yes, 2 hands molded together that you could just put onto each wrestler, and you can do the Mega Powers handshake. Oh my God. Life is great. This is awesome.
And what's funny is this is exactly what Rad Chad had called a couple weeks ago, where you and I were basically just like melting into our chairs, just thinking about it. This is honestly one of those moments in my figure collecting history where I'll never forget where I was when I first saw this, because we've been clamoring for it for years. We talked about it a couple weeks ago again with Rad Chad and Keith. This is one of those we've wanted it so bad. I don't know how many times when we used to do the wish list, we would say Mega Powers in a 2-pack. Give us a Mega Powers robe for Randy Savage. Give us the Hulk shirt, the headbands, the title belt, all of that stuff. Never in our wildest imaginations did we have 2 molded hands coming together for a handshake that would snap into each wrestler's arm. Absolutely incredible. I was literally sitting in my chair working. This came across my feed, and dude, it was like, it almost brought a tear to my eye. I was so happy. I immediately started marking out. I couldn't believe Mattel did this. I've said so many good things about them previous to this. This was the cherry on top that, Jeff, now I will admit Mattel is the greatest of all time. To give us this Mega Powers 2-pack, now we can have Savage in his Mega Powers robe. Hulk Hogan already had the red and yellow, but now we bring that elite Miss Elizabeth in from a few years ago. What was she, like Elite 78, something like that?
Yeah, something like that.
To where she can now be with these 2 figures while they're shaking hands. Are you kidding me? This is a perfect set. This is a 10.5 out of 10. As a golden era collector / fan, this is everything you've ever wanted in wrestling figures. It's perfect. Yes, it's already pre-ordered. I had to have it. As soon as I saw it, I was like, this might be my favorite 2-pack of all time. And when I have it in hand, spoiler alert, Jeff, I'm going to open it. I'm going to display it. I have to. I know you're going to lose your mind on me, and that's okay. This thing, it needs to get displayed. It is that good. I don't think being inside the box does it justice. I want it loose. I'm going to have my Miss Elizabeth out of the package to go with them for that perfect SummerSlam 88 moment. I know I've raved about this thing now for a few minutes, but I can't say enough good things about it. It's everything you'd want as a kid who grew up in the 80s. This 2-pack, it just is the perfect representation of that. It's the Mega Powers shaking hands on Saturday Night's Main Event with Mean Gene there with them. So you bring in that Mean Gene Build-A-Figure, you put him with the Mega Powers shaking hands. You've got a classic wrestling moment that is going to it's going to bring joy to me every time I see it inside my Detolf. I cannot wait to have this thing in hand in December.
It is beautiful looking. It is available on Ringside Collectibles.
Get it before it sells out. You do not want to miss out on this, guys. Seriously, this thing is absolutely incredible.
I love the robe. It's a red robe that has the Mega Powers yellow lettering. It's great.
It's just perfect. It's a 10.5 out of 10.
Hey, Scott, do you like it?
It's okay.
Okay.
It's okay. I might buy
it. It's a 5 out of 10. Well, let's go over to Walmart. Hey, let's head over to Walmart.
Let's go to Walmart, guys.
It's 2 a.m. Let's go to Walmart, guys.
Yeah, big gulps, huh, guys?
Walmart Ruthless Aggression Wave 3. We got John Cena with red jersey, dog tags, and alternate head. Kevin Nash with an NWO soft goods style shirt. And Shelton Benjamin will be Shelton Benjamin from original look, think 2003-4 era.
Think Money in the Bank Shelton from 2005, WrestleMania 21.
Perfect. He will come with a ladder. Ruthless Aggression Series 4, Eric Bischoff with old man prosthetic face from the Billy and Chuck wedding.
Okay, who had that on their 2022? Because you, sir or ma'am, win a prize.
Okay, what prize did they win?
I have no idea, but they deserve something, Mattel. If anybody had guessed, they're going to make an Eric Bischoff And instead of doing like gray-haired Eric Bischoff as the alternate head, no, we're going to give you Eric Bischoff, the officiant, an old man prosthetic face from Chuck and Billy's wedding. There's no way anybody guessed that. That's an insane deep dive into wrestling history to put as an alternate head with Bischoff. And you know what? I'm here for it. Thank you, Mattel. Incredible.
So are you going to get that for your drunk wrestling podcasting host?
I think so here's a funny story. We were doing a show the other night and that specific incident came up during the show. The very next day, they show that at San Diego Comic-Con. So I screenshotted it, sent it over to Eddie, and he's like, dude, you got to be kidding me. Like, who even thinks of that as a wrestling figure? Who? Mattel. That's who.
Hey, Scott, do you love Mattel?
Have I gushed enough about them? I really don't think I have.
By the way, kind of a sidebar thing. Did you see the Skeletor bust? That is over $1,000.
No.
I don't know who's making it, but there was a Skeletor bust at San Diego Comic-Con. It was from about the mid torso up.
Oh, wow. I wonder if it's Sideshow.
They want $1,000 for it.
Damn. I mean, that's an easy pass for me, but it's really cool. Like something to go look at.
Oh, I'll send you the screenshot I took earlier.
Awesome.
And to round out Ruthless Aggression, or at least what they showed, be Tori Wilson with a dog. These were colored renderings. All right, let's move over to Amazon Elite 3-pack. Paul Heyman with microphone, Roman Reigns with Universal title and white bloodline shirt, and Brock Lesnar exiting SmackDown. See, since that just happened today, I can say that joke.
That just happened. Yeah. Yeah.
All right. I'm ready to talk about my love Superstar Series.
Okay, here's where you get to finally gush. I've been the one doing all the gushing on this show. Now it's your turn.
Dude, the Superstar Series are so good.
I totally agree with you, but unfortunately, these fall victim to my budgeting cuts for the collection.
See, and I'm the opposite because other figures have suffered from the budgeting cuts due to the Superstar Series.
Gotcha.
The Superstar Series is just so good, and I don't know what's grabbing me. I don't know if it's the cartoonish look.
It's the Remco throwback.
Well, is it the Remco throwback? Is it the cartoonish look? What is it? Like, I can't figure it out. But dude, every time I lay eyes on these things, I'm like, oh, you're killing me.
Yeah, no, they're great, dude.
Yeah. All right, let's go to wave 5. Jordan put a little side note. He says, I thought there were only 4 per wave, which he's correct. But he said WWE.com has them marked as all series 5. So let's get into those. The Rock with sunglasses and entrance soft goods shirt. Randy Savage with the entrance robe. Scott?
I can't, dude. I can't. What? It's that slippery slope because if I get Savage, well, then when they come out with Steamboat, I'm going to have to get Steamboat. Then I'm going to have to go back and get Hogan. Then I got to get Honky Tonk Man.
Well, I think a lot of people today, we can't be completist. We've got to get out of that mentality. Like, if you get one, you can't go back. We've got to get out of that mentality because there's so much good stuff nowadays from Chala, from Junk Shop, from Jazzwares. We've got to get out of that mentality. It's like, oh, well, if I get Savage, I got to get Steamboat when he comes out. Oh, if I get Steamboat, then I got to get Honky. If I get Honky, I got to get Hogan.
Well, then I may as well start getting the entire series, right?
No, pick and choose.
No, I can't. My brain doesn't work like that, dude. It just does not work like that.
Well, I mean, it's like Elite 96 with that Hogan with helmet. I'm just getting Hogan with helmet. That's it.
Right. But all of these guys that are coming out in the Superstar Series, they're all falling into my collection window, right? Like new era to like 94, or not new era, golden era to like 94. All of these guys that they're making are falling into that window. So I would have to get every single figure from every single series.
Okay. Let me kind of go at it from a different point of view. You don't care about Typhoon or Earthquake, spoiler alert.
No, I do. I do.
Oh, you do?
100% I do. Yeah. In fact, I missed out on the Elite, the Then Now Forever Earthquake and Typhoon, and I still kick myself for that.
Okay. All right.
So if I could go back and get those, I totally would. So when I saw them coming out in the Superstars, I was like, damn it. I should have jumped in because then it wouldn't be like I'm having to go back and complete, but I have to cut bait on this one, dude. I can't jump in. I want to, because I love these things too. Not as much as you, but I do love these figures. I love this series. I can't jump into them.
All right. I tried.
I know. And I was going to get the HBK. I was going to get the Warrior, but I can't jump in, dude.
All right. Continuing on. I've already mentioned Typhoon and Earthquake with soft goods singlets. and alternate cloth singlet for Earthquake. Typhoon will basically have black trunks on underneath. Mr. T with chains and soft good entrance jumpsuit.
You know what that almost reminds me of, that Mr. T?
What's that?
Do you remember that 12-inch Mr. T that came out in the mid-'80s? This almost reminds me of that 12-inch Mr. T.
Was that an LJN?
I think it was LJN. Yes. Now, the difference was I believe he had blue jean overalls on.
Yes.
This one's got like camo on, I believe.
Correct.
But I don't know. Just something about the look of that figure reminds me of that 12-inch Mr. T, and I love it.
I always liked playing with the earrings. That
the
Mr.
feathers,
T.
yes.
Yeah. I don't know why. I always messed with
Because
it.
there was the little peg that had fit into the ear hole and you could flip them around in circles.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, I know where you're coming from. And then you chew on the feather earrings.
No, I wouldn't.
Oh, yeah. You had that reserved for the LJN fingers.
Yes. And about week or 2 week old hot dogs that were under the bed. Anyways.
How are you still alive?
Great question.
The shit you ate as a kid, dude.
Oh, dude.
LJN figures and hot dogs.
Big Mac, Taco Bell. Hell yeah. I don't know how I'm still alive.
I don't know. I'm still alive.
All right, let's get back to wave 5.
You've done
And
damage.
rounding out wave 5 is Rick Rude. Okay. I know a lot of people are excited about these. Let's go over to retros. Retro Series 3, Doink. So he had a Hasbro and now he's getting a retro. Greg Valentine in rhythm and blues look.
All right, yeah, so they're all coming together. It's going to be like the Mean Gene and Piper set, right? 4 figures together.
Correct. Mattel Creations.
Yeah. So here we go. We finally, the other companies have done it, but here we finally get a mass release of that Greg Valentine Rhythm and Blues. It looks really good, dude.
I know. Lex Luger, he'll be in his American look, and Tugboat. So we have Typhoon in the Superstar series, and we got Tugboats in the retros.
Yeah, because Tugboat was actually supposed to come out in the Hasbros. Never did, but here we go. We're going to get a Tugboat retro. We were supposed to get an American Lex Luger. That series never came out, but they're giving it to us in this retro. Doink, obviously, is a remake, or they already had him in the Hasbro line. They're just bringing him out here. But then we're getting that non-released Greg Valentine Rhythm and Blues from the Toys R Us ad that so many of us kids wanted. They never released it. Well, hey, us 40-year-old kids can get it.
There is going to be a ringside exclusive retro tag bundle. It will be Scott Hall and Kevin Nash in NWO gear, and Hollywood Hulk Hogan and Six in
That's
NWO
awesome.
gear. That's great.
Awesome.
I'm wondering what the packaging is going to look like on that one.
Oh, I hope it's your traditional, like the old school Hasbro tag team 2-pack look.
Oh, good call.
Yeah, I would love that. I mean, the single card is a total throwback to Hasbro carding. Why not do the tag teams the same way? I think it's a miss if they don't.
We are going to throw in a little bit of basics. Jordan was nice enough to put basics on here. We'll get to the big ones. Basic 134, Indy Hartwell will have her first figure that is shipping now from Ringside Collectibles. Basic 135, available for pre-order on Ringside. Braun Breaker, that will be his first figure.
That man deserves an Elite as his first figure. Come on.
Agreed. Basic 138, I popped. So excited. Pat McAfee. He will also have a variant.
Also, another guy that deserves an Elite as his first figure. And I will also add, because we know we're going to get a figure of him eventually. I'm surprised we didn't see him already, Logan Paul.
Also, there was no series listed, but Cody Rhodes was announced for a basic line. As I said, no series. Jordan has down here, but he was shown in plastic, so I assume we'll see him sooner rather than later. Reused parts from Stardust, pre-Stardust, sorry. So those were some basics. Thank you, Jordan, for putting that list together for those. All right, let's go to the cream of the crop. Let's talk about the best figures going right now today. Let's talk about some Ultimates. Coliseum Collection. This will be on Mattel Creations. These are LJN love letters. Terry Funk and Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan will be in the white shirt, so the Black Card series Hulk Hogan. They tried to mimic the belt that came on Hogan in the LJN figure, and they put it on this Ultimate.
And it's green.
What else more can we say? I mean, we just gushed for the past hour over Mattel. Then they hit us in the face with this. Kudos.
Okay, I have something that might draw a parallel to this.
Okay.
There's that meme of Randy Marsh sitting in front of his computer with the white stuff all over the room.
What's that white stuff? He just dropped a gallon of milk or something?
It was either that or he like threw marshmallow fluff all over the place. I'm not really sure what it was.
Makes sense.
But he looks exhausted. And that's how I felt after all of the viewing of this amazing stuff from Mattel.
Yeah. But to hit us with the Coliseum collection.
Oh, dude.
Oh.
Okay, you're throwing Coliseum video in there.
Yeah.
You're throwing the LJN packaging and carding. It's going to look like the Sergeant Slaughter San Diego Comic-Con from last year, which we raved about that packaging as some of the best ever. This is going to be the exact same thing where it's got the artwork on the front of the box. The Hogan is the white shirt Hogan that we never got as kids. The Terry Funk is essentially a re-release, right, of the Terry Funk that they released in the Legends line originally.
Yes, basically. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's still Terry was in the LJN line, so this completely makes sense. Mattel, stop it. Okay? You've got us in a headlock. Now you're flexing your tremendous biceps to crush our skulls even more. Like, my mind is already blown. And then they hit us with this Coliseum video exclusives in LJN inspired packaging like the Slaughter. You got to stop, man. The best part is the Terry Funk is kind of posed like the LJN was.
Yep.
Kind of. But the Hogan is posed perfectly on that card to be just like the LJN.
Yeah.
You got to stop, Mattel. Really, like, you're killing me here.
You picked a bad time to just jump into the golden era and like new generation, because that's basically all they're doing, dude, is just giving us that.
Oh, man, I feel attacked. And I love it.
Okay. Mattel Creations exclusive. Now, this is for 1 week only from Friday, July 22nd at 9 a.m., which is today, and it's already up. It's for 1 week only till the 29th. There is no limit. You can purchase as many as you want.
Made to order.
Exactly. So make sure you jump in through this week so you can order as many as you want. But Mattel Creations exclusive Cody Rhodes, he is going to have a soft goods jacket. They are going to have 3 heads, maybe more. They weren't very clear on that. As I said, it will be available for 1 week.
Nightmare packaging too.
Exactly. Nightmare packaging. Thank you. If you guys purchase one and then you're sitting there on a Tuesday or a Wednesday of this upcoming week, and you're like, I want to get one more, maybe to open or whatnot, you can still head over to Mattel Creations and pick one more up.
Did you get this one, Jeff?
I did.
Okay.
So I was going to get 2, but I'm excited for that Supreme Collection one.
Yeah. That one looks really good.
So only went with this one. I only went with one because the Supreme Collection I've been excited about. And with everything that they've shown, I'm going to just get one here and then probably 1 or 2 of the Supremes.
Well, the good news is, if you're sitting around on a Tuesday or a Wednesday and you're like, maybe I want one more Cody, you can go get one.
Yep, exactly. So this is up for 1 week, is up now. So make sure you go and get this. Ultimate 15, Series 15, Brock Lesnar with 2 alternate heads, and the WWE and Universal titles with Brock Lesnar side plates. Ultimate Warrior with alternate paintless head and entrance jacket. Attire is from WrestleMania 7.
So now we can play Who Did It Better? Mattel or Mattel? Defining Moments or Ultimate Edition? Who did it better? That Warrior is my favorite of all time. So I wonder if this is... See, here we go. They're leaning into my golden era rule here. And I do love the Ultimate Warrior WrestleMania 7 look. They're going to be hard pressed to outdo what they did with that Defining Moments. I know you've griped about the head sculpt on it, Jeff. Yeah. I wouldn't say that this one is any better than that.
Correct.
It might, I don't want to say it's worse because it's not bad at all. Worse is a bad word to use. It might not be as good. And you already don't like that one. So I don't know how you feel about this figure, but to outdo the deco that was on that Defining Moment, WrestleMania 7 Warrior, that's a tall task. That's one of the best figures they've ever done in the entire Mattel line. So here they go challenging themselves, which I respect. I like that. Challenging themselves to do it over again. I like the inclusion of the paintless head because, well, not paintless, but, face paintless. I like the inclusion of that because by the end of the match, that's how he looked, almost similar to WrestleMania 6. So kudos, Mattel. You're going to try to outdo one of your best figures ever in the entire Mattel line. let's see what happens. I'm excited. It's definitely going to get ordered. I'll tell you that.
All right. Ultimate Edition Series 16, AJ Styles. You have 2 alternate heads. One of them is with his hair blowing in the wind, like a candle in the wind.
Like AJ's hair in the wind.
That was so stupid, but it was great.
You're welcome.
Ultimate Series 17, Jeff Jarrett. This is 1995 Jeff Jarrett with 2 alternate heads and a Double J hat.
Yeah, this one's on the cusp of my rule, so I think I'm going to be pre-ordering that one too.
All right. Let's head back to Target. Target Legends Ultimates. Bret Hart with sunglasses, pink jacket, and 2 alternate heads.
Did it get any better, Jeff? Is it getting closer at least to where you're like, okay, I'm going to purchase this and be happy about it?
I'm going to purchase it.
Okay, but you might be quite cross about it.
Yes, he's in all pink, so it's 1993 Royal Rumble.
Yeah, I'm actually getting that one.
Oh, you are?
Yeah, and I'm going to open it too because I want all of those like golden era figures displayed in the DTOF.
Okay.
So that one totally fits the bill.
The Rock looks to be very similar to the Amazon Rock. This one has butterfly joints. It's in grayscale, so it could have had different trunks and accessories. Microphone and sunglasses shown as well, 2 alternate heads. All right, let's move over to Amazon Fan Takeover. Goldberg with alternate heads, WCW title, and WCW US title. All right, that is everything from San Diego Comic-Con. I'm spent.
And scene.
When does our wallets get a break? That's what I'm kind of curious.
The answer is they don't.
Oh, well, this sucks.
It got so overwhelming seeing all of these things, and then I got a major case of the I once, but then I had to do a realistic check of I can't get all this without parting with some stuff. There's just no way. So just gonna have to start paring down the collection to prepare just to build it back up again. So much great stuff was shown. It's not really leaving me much choice. You know, I had to narrow down my collecting focus, and that's just what it is, dude. I just don't have the budget to buy everything. I want everything. And if I had unlimited funds, dude, everything would get pre-ordered. But unfortunately, that's a perfect world. I'm not in it. So I had to make the tough choices, but I'm going to be really happy with what I'm getting because Mattel this year, again, 10 out of 10 on the showing, just absolutely blew my mind with what they gave us. I love that they're really, really leaning into this whole Legends game and bringing us, like, look, they pulled DiBiase from Power Town. So obviously they're starting to get serious about this. They released a Rhythm and Blues Valentine when one of the other companies that makes retro figures had already announced and shown their product to do the same thing. Mattel was just like, oh, you know, we're going to do it. Like, that's just a huge flex. And Jeff, to go back to what you said earlier, Mattel is number one and there's not much doubt left about it.
You know what the best thing is usually there's one figure a year that they show off where we can just kind of point and go, they messed up on that face. They didn't do that once this year.
No, I agree with you. Everything was just, as we said earlier, home run after home run. And I'll go back to what I said earlier as well. In reference to baseball, you want to bring one company off the bench to make this one name. Who are you going to trust to do it? My money's on Mattel.
The other thing that I was happy about regarding San Diego Comic-Con is the Legends are safe.
Yes. I know the weasel suit Heenan scared you.
Well, there's a lot because you do see the Legends get discounted or clearance down over at Target. So I was getting concerned that series was going to come to an end, but it's going to continue with the Samoan SWAT team / head shrinkers, Paul Heyman. That made me feel so much better, dude.
Yeah. And the names that they're announcing, like you mentioned, they've got names coming out that I can't say no to.
Very, very happy that the Legends are safe and that they are going to continue the Legends Elite series.
And let's hear it for a Macho King from WrestleMania 6.
Yes.
That's amazing. The Mega Powers 2-pack, though, for me, that takes the cake for the whole thing. It's something that so many of us have been clamoring for so long, like shouting it from the rooftops. Give us the Mega Powers. We need it. We want it. We'll just take our money. We'll happily give it over. And they brought it, but they took it next level. And they didn't just give us what we wanted. They gave us more. And man, I just can't say enough good things about Mattel right now, man. They hit all my feel goods on this thing, and my wallet's crying. But that little kid in me that still has this love for these wrestling figures is just so happy. And it's that joy you see from these reveals. It's like a collector on Christmas morning, right? You're getting all of these reveals about what's coming out. You don't know what's coming next, but you get more and more excited as the list grows. And that was me this week. And it's so much fun. I love this time of year. There could be more that gets dropped over the next day or two. We don't know, because remember a few years ago it would have been like 2016, I think, the year that they announced the retros. They did that on a Saturday.
Yep.
I'll never forget. That was another one in my figure collecting history. Will not ever forget where I was when it was announced. You texted me. I was camping. I was lucky to even have cell service. I was camping. And you're like, dude, they're bringing Hasbro's back. I jumped out of my chair. I was like, you got to be kidding me. And just couldn't believe it. So we still could get something big. I know we were all holding our breath for the Steiners. It's not over yet. We could still get them. Would be a huge surprise if we did. But again, Mattel just absolutely killed it this year.
Jumped out of your chair and was like, oh, pulled the hammy.
Yeah. Oh, I'm lightheaded. I got up too fast.
Yeah. This year was a 10 out of 10. I've got to admit. Fantastic showing. And the reviews across the board, I mean, on Twitter, on Instagram, have just been resounding support for Mattel.
Yeah, it's overwhelmingly positive, dude.
Absolutely. So kudos. We've raved about them enough, but they deserved it this year. They worked their asses off to give us a lot of what we want, and kudos. They deserve every praise. So
yeah, and let's not forget, we have the new generation ring coming here shortly.
Ooh, can't wait.
So, I mean, look, Steve and Bill, as far as I'm concerned, you guys can go chill in your thrones, get your huge mugs filled with whatever beverages you have your choice, because you've earned it. Kick your feet up and, man, just chill for a while. This has been a huge reveal for Mattel. Those guys put a ton of work in. Kudos to them. Kudos to their team. Take a break, chill, and just revel in all of the positivity that's flowing your way right now, because you guys deserve it.
Absolutely. That rounds out San Diego Comic-Con 2022. Thank you to Jordan for doing those notes. I think I'm going to just round it out right here. You guys know of our podcasting buddies. You guys can always go back and listen to any of our past shows, and we mention them thousands of times because it's well-deserved. They're all of our friends. We love them. I was actually on Breakers. You know it's fake, right? I can't wait for that episode to drop. So,
oh, nice.
Yep. Can't wait for that. Thank you to Steve for sitting in last week, helping us out while Scott was under the weather.
Yeah, I wanted to say something before we closed out here. Thank you very much, Steve. I appreciate you covering for me. COVID's no joke, and I appreciate you stepping up, Steve. Seriously, thank you.
Ain't that the truth? COVID is no joke, dude.
Yeah, I just had to copy you. I couldn't let you have your moment with COVID. I had to get mine too.
Okay. Little sidebar before we round out the show. Did you feel like COVID was a harsher sickness? Like, we've all had the flu before where we've been overheating and stuff, but did you feel like there was a little bit of a harsher feeling to it or something like that?
Not necessarily harsher, but the fatigue for me was worse. Every time I get the flu, I'm just like sapped of energy and fatigued. The fatigue was like tenfold. Yeah. On COVID, it was just always like tired and I felt drained. That was the big one. But I had 2 really bad days of fevers. That was weird, dude. I was starting to feel better. This was last Wednesday. And I'm like, okay, because we always record Thursdays, except for this week because of San Diego Comic-Con. But last week, Wednesday, I was starting to feel better. I'm like, okay, if I feel like this tomorrow, I'm going to be able to record with Jeff. Dude, I woke up Thursday morning, my fever had come back. And I literally slept the entire day minus like 4 hours. I slept all day Thursday. I was done. I needed to rest. My body just shut down. So yeah. So again, that said, I want to just say a huge thank you to Steve again for covering for me.
Yes. And thank you to everybody. Go listen to our podcasting buddies. You guys know who you are. I would round out that this was one of the best San Diego Comic-Cons, definitely. I don't want to leave out Jazzwares. They gave us a great CM Punk ice cream bar bag, whatever it is. That I don't want to leave them out. They had a good showing.
Look, Jazzwares had their moment a while back. They got to show a bunch of new figures at their last pay-per-view at the StarCast thing, I think it was, right, Jeff?
It was their form of StarCast type deal.
Yeah. You know what? That might have been the best move for them, because while they had a great showing there, Mattel just ran him over with a truck, and they wouldn't have had their moment to shine had they been at Comic-Con. And that's not a WWE over AEW opinion. That's just a look at the figures that are being done, the names that are being dropped. Mattel would have just plowed him over. So I'm glad that AEW Jazzwares had their moment to shine a while back to show off their new figures. You were mentioning the Supremes, Jeff. Those are incredible. But this was all about Mattel, and deservedly so. I cannot wait to see what else is coming from them. I can't wait to have these figures in hand. And I've said it once, I've said it a million times. What a time to be a wrestling figure collector.
Got to make a shirt of that.
You think?
All right, Scott, for episode 339, anything else?
Stay safe, stay healthy. I need to follow my own advice, I guess. Fig Life since 2016. Happy toy hunting. And thank you, Mattel.
Did you get it at Disneyland or?
No, I got it in Palm Springs. So what had happened? Here we go. I'm just going to close out the show with all these little side notes. We were in Palm Springs for Peyton's Nationals. And before we went to Disneyland for a couple of days. It's her birthday present. And then drove from Disneyland or Anaheim to Palm Springs. And in Palm Springs is where I got it at Peyton's Nationals, because it ended up being, I don't know if it was really a super spreader, but Peyton and at least 5 other students got it.
Oh, man.
Not to mention full families got it.
Oh, man.
And that was just from Peyton's Dance Academy. That doesn't include all of the other kids that were there mingling with these kids, all of the parents that were mingling with our parents. So it was just, I really think it was just a giant super spreader event, dude. And a lot of people could have worn that shirt that said, I went to Palm Springs and all I got was a stupid COVID. Lot of people.
Did they actually make that shirt?
I'm thinking about making it actually.
Please do.
Oh man. But I did get that. I think I talked about it on last week. The last time I was on, I had that Cheetos, or not Cheetos, the Cheez-It Taco Bell items.
Yes.
Oh, come on, Taco Bell, bring those back.
By the way, speaking of show notes and other people writing them up for us, my coworker Eric always jokes around, because, kind of a little side note, I used to accidentally print our show notes to our work computer instead of my home computer when I was working from home.
Yes.
And Eric would be in the office, and he laughed every single time. He thought it was the funniest thing. So I was at work a couple of weeks ago, and we had recorded on Tuesday. We recorded early, but he printed out the show notes on Thursday. And on his show notes, it says, Scott tries Cheez-It Gordita Crunch and loves it. Sasha and Naomi leave. Vince paid how much?
Oh.
And dude, he had these like little notes about wrestling, very little about wrestling figures, but the notes came over on the work printer while I was in the office.
That's hilarious.
I was dying laughing, dude. Vince did what with $3 million?
That's awesome.
So anyways, time to wrap up the show. I want to thank everybody for sitting through this long show of episode 339. Rejoice. Let's recover from the wonderful, wonderful showing of San Diego Comic-Con. I hope you guys had a fun time listening to us. Hashtag Fig Life. Adios.
Yeah. Fullyposeable. Let's go.
Jeff and Scott, the Toon Brothers, busting out the ring, but we don't take it out the box. MOC. Happy toy hunting. We'll see you next week. We're the OGs of WFP. Fullyposeable, thank you all for listening. It ain't no storyline, real life siblings. So everybody go and do your toy spotting. Hashtag Fig Life, adios from the Kings.